But here we go.
The case. I'm on board with the currently undefeated. He would be the lineal heavyweight champion of the world if such a thing existed in Diabotical. It is Vedmedik, yet to drop a map in this game's competitive history in this one.
Absolutely, and a very opinionated player, for better or worse. He definitely has his way of playing. It's good to have different styles, obviously, otherwise it'd be very boring to watch the same style over and over. But he said himself he's a very shaft-heavy player. He likes traps, likes defensive play. He enjoys tracking his opponent and playing just quite sneaky by all accounts. And once you do find him, or he finds you rather, his combat is so strong as well. So as we see, he picks up frag number 1.
Jumping over Rockets, 10 HP, all he had, but that turns into a YA, that turns into a couple of 25s, and red for deathr0w, but Vedmedik with a little bit of damage or a little bit of HP is going to be closing that gap very shortly. Rockets coming out, Mega not quite there. Vedmedik doesn't have deathr0w's timing, it's got to be said. For as good as he is, on the way out, holding this side of the map, and it is the strongest side of the map in general, right?
You'd think so. The yellow there, tucked away, it's very safe to grab with the armor cap removed. 175 armor you can go up to now without grabbing red. And this is what we're talking about with Ved. He's a very silent player when he wants to be. He doesn't want to be predictable in his movements and his motions and what his game plan is, and he just sneaks onto red undetected, and now he's as close to 200 as he can get, and he's found deathr0w.
Yeah, what a difference. Watching deathr0w and then watching Vedmedik, they couldn't be any further apart in how they approach things, could they? deathr0w just so much noise, jumps from item to item to item. Vedmedik would love to hear his opponent, but deathr0w is one of the people that probably has a better shot versus Vedmedik than most. He's got the mechanical skill, but moreover, he's played him so many times that this silence isn't going to lead to as many surprises as I think it would most players.
Definitely, and I think you can see deathr0w does borrow some traits from Vedmedik. I assume it's come from Vedmedik, because he's not one of the guys that goes from item to item to item. We saw a lot of cerebral trap play, and even here he's taking that high ground on the red against Vedmedik, but Vedmedik just hits so hard you can't stop him from just walking in.
Yeah, I mean, it's sort of the toxic school of Duel. You just walk around like a tank and you see a man and he dies. And so far so good for Ved.
It's a profitable style, Joe.
Certainly is.
Just traps him in the corner.
Shoutouts to Quake 4, by the way, and crouch sliding in general. Hashtag slide the crouch. Get it in the game. Ladies and gents, 5 slide 1. Ass dragon. There we go. Vedmedik doesn't push his advantage much here. Quite happy to take a YA. Let his opponent get the red. It's interesting, right? How some players, the direction you take yourself when you realize you have a certain skill set, like even people with the same skill set then use it very differently, right? So with Vedmedik's incredible mechanical skill, a lot of people would be tempted to be very, very rush down heavy, plus forward players, right? And he takes it in the other direction. He says, no, my mechanical skill it's essentially like an insurance policy. It means that all my decisions are good, but that doesn't mean I have to leverage it. It's just sort of there if he needs it.
I imagine Ved is also a very calm player. He seems like a calm guy in general, so I think he's quite strong mentally. And obviously winning helps you, right? If you're winning all the time, it's very easy to be in a good mood anytime you're dueling. But no, me neither, to be fair. But he really doesn't take fights that don't have him in a very strong position. He's clearly taking fights where he's got the advantage, and it's 7-0 up, Joel. Like this is so dominant already.
deathr0w hasn't looked like he's had an in, not even once.
Nope.
And it's been a very sad game for him. Even here, like, Vedmedik, I actually want to say a couple of these fights haven't looked good. And it's been in this position here exactly, but then he's just hitting shaft and pincer that the opponent isn't expecting him to hit at all because nobody hits that. You're not supposed to. And then in with the shaft, I mean, that's the other thing. Like, the weapon selection is entirely different when you hit like this as well.
Oh,
most players
like...
would be using a rocket in that situation. Ved doesn't need to.
He does not enjoy rocket versus rocket combat, you know. So like someone like Rain might do, or possibly Duel Bars at times as well. He's not one of those kind of players. If he can, he'll use the shaft every single time, which means that he can kind of keep at arm's length away from his opponent, and that's exactly what. And look how strong it is as well. Like, he's up to 39%.
Well, look at deathr0w can't even get a pincer off. All he wanted to do was take one pot shot there, and Ved's just says no. Just no chance at all. Trying to jump over with the rockets. If this is what their practice games are like, deathr0w is a masochist.
Yeah, I know what you mean. And it's interesting that Ved has chosen Skybreak, because you'd have to say this is a map where the pincer isn't the be all and end all like it is on Bioplant, for example. And you've got to wonder, maybe that was a pick against deathr0w as opposed to a pick that's strong for him. He's identified, obviously, deathr0w is really strong with the pincer, and that's not. He's done nothing with it on Skybreak, honestly.
I think today might be ahead of schedule a little bit. Vedmedik.
Why have you done that on air, Joel?
Yeah, it's fun. We get paid by the hour these days, Jake. We don't. Vedmedik. Just looking for his opponent. Why not? There he is. I don't even know if you want to take that free direct. Like, that might actually be a bad idea, because you've just told him where you are. Yeah. Vedmedik jumps around, turns around, looking for deathr0w, and deathr0w's just holding on to that last life of his dearly.
And you notice Ved doesn't just charge into the yellow armor room to take a messy rocket fight in the doorway. He just plays it safe every time, and it shows he doesn't give up kills. It's so hard to kill this man, and this might be the game. Yep. There you go. Well, I said Zorak wanted to speed run the tournament. It looks like Ved wants to do the same as well.
Yep, except this is Championship Sunday, Jake. It's a little bit different. But maybe it's not. Maybe he can. We're going to Casbah. This will be the pick of deathr0w. We saw him pick, I believe, Frontier versus Davis. Wants to stay away from the strong shaft player Vedmedik and opts for Casbah, which I think is... Well, it's got to be alongside Perilous, right? The larger, the more vertical, the more control-heavy maps.
And again, has he picked Casbah because it's his favourite, or has he picked it because it's Ved's least favourite? I personally have no idea, but it's just worth pondering that for a moment, because, again, these guys know each other so well. But we are one map away from the dream match.
We really are. Let's stick on deathr0w for a little bit while we have the chance. Does take a very nice fight to begin with. And now, feeling out Ved. Bit of spam on the trelliser. And up the jump pad he goes. Hits the pincer. Ved forced away for now.
This is an
Ved
interesting...
Make a play for this red. Yeah, he's on it.
He was already on it, wow.
A little bit late from deathr0w.
Oh, no.
That's ugly.
But you notice how silent Ved was there. Like, deathr0w had no idea he was down there. And to be honest with you, Joel, I didn't either. No clue, but...
Yeah, I wasn't sure if he had left completely and just given up on the red, but no, he was there. deathr0w now, though, with the Mega. With the play onto the red now. Needs to knock Ved down. Taking so much damage now in the smoke, and he's lost it. deathr0w with a very, very unfortunate couple of moments there. Red is next. Ved is prepared, and this is a very strong spot on this map for grenade launcher. Coming through that doorway, never going to be easy, is it? 50. Red as well. Mega goes to deathr0w.
Yeah, quite evenly poised here. Good escape from deathr0w. It was almost like a simultaneous good escape from deathr0w, but a good attack from Ved, you know?
Yeah, they both sort of did what they were supposed to. Ved looks like he might well be pushing in with that shaft. deathr0w on the lower ground. Maybe playing for his second mega. I believe it's top blue that's left up, bottom blue up in 3. And Ved, yeah, just going to push on in. deathr0w doesn't try for it.
He stacks now, isn't he? He's just going to be on the hunt.
Yeah, this is a situation where he can sort of do what he likes. I don't think there's a wrong decision when you're 200-200. I mean, maybe the wrong decision was waiting about a week to shoot your pincer and then missing anyway, but hey, I won't hold it against him.
Some of those mind games we were talking about at the start. Probably having a little chuckle about that later on.
Yeah.
But Ved's in full control now. Oh my god.
Hey, he's only hitting 25% shaft, Jake.
I think you just hit it all there.
Yeah,
must
I
have
think
hit
statistics.
20% of that.
There's a great quote about statistics that I can't remember, but basically, they're only as good as the person that's saying them.
Okay.
They Vedmedicked each other there. They've just gone silent, accidentally moonwalked into each other. Like a Scooby-Doo chasing. Straight on the mega. Actually goes away a deathr0w, but... Jake, I think Vedmedik might win.
You're getting this sinking feeling, aren't you? You kind of feel a little bit how... Imagine how deathr0w probably feels. Like, it was quite close at the start, and then when you see the score of 5-1 and Ved just kind of waltzing from item to item and killing you on each of them, you get that sinking feeling that the game's slipping away. I hope that's not the case. I hope we can see deathr0w make a comeback, but it's tough, man. Ved's playing really well.
Yeah, he certainly is, and I think that we might be saying a little lot today. Pushing in, 3 quick rockets, deathr0w is dispatched. And like a DHL package, he will never be found again. No, wait, DHL's alright, it's Hermes that you can't trust.
Hermes, I was going to correct you. I was going to say Hermes. They lose
can't
a
trust
lot
Hermes.
of stuff. Yeah, they're dreadful.
Yeah, DHL and UPS? Alright.
DPD
This
alright
is
now.
the... Yeah, not bad. This is the courier review segment of the broadcast. Seeing as Vedmedik is... Well, he's made this a bit too predictable, hasn't it?
Oh.
Can he?
It's just great to see him play.
Once.
No, he literally can't. He kind of agent in a way, he never overcommits to a push. Gets the damage done, and as soon as he gets a hint of the fight not going his way, he's out of there, you know?
One of the hardest things I think to have discipline about in arena FPS games is like letting go of frags. Where you go in, like let's say your initial damage is really good and then you whiff 1 or 2 shots. It's so hard to back out mentally. And it's something I respect about the high level players, their ability to go, no, I'm out. This isn't good. Even if it once was a good decision, right? It's that ability to change plans on the fly that really can separate the good from the great, and Vedmedik right now making a claim for greatness.
We saw Ray pushing dual bars maybe a little bit too much in especially that bioplant game, the first game of the night, and I think that's the sort of style that Ved can just punish so hard, and that's why he has such good records against a lot of these North American players. It's another reason as to why everyone wants the Zorak Ved matchup, right? Because Zorak isn't like one of those other guys who just charges for the sake of it. He also has a reason to push. So yeah, fascinating stuff, definitely.
Well, it looks like we're going to be getting our wish, Jake, as Vedmedik, utterly dominant in this series, has dropped, I believe, 1 frag in total across the 2 maps. And I don't think he's going to add a 3rd anytime soon.
Might be worth just counting the amount of frags Ved gives up, because we know he's probably not going to drop maps unless it's to Zorak, but he's not died much either. He's died once in this series so far. I've been intrigued to see how many deaths he has in the other series as well.
I die more in wipeout games. No, wipeout rounds even than Vedmedik drops in tournaments.
Yeah, yes. Me too. Me too.
Yeah, I know, because you're the one who's tanked all my wipeout SR, Jake.
We really are
the
2 worst wipeout players on the game that still play,
it's
for
true.
sure.
Tactician 4, both of us, I think. Loving it.
Oh, dear.
deathr0w's gone in. Actually, here we go. Oh, yes, go on, son.
Let's see some more deathr0w.
Go on, son. Do it. But he's given away the red. 50 is well going to go the way of Ved, and Ved might push in. Here he will. Golden frag activated.
Whoa.
Needs 2 rockets. Will hit them. GG is called, and Vedmedik, he's won the video game, Jake.